Today, we're going to explore a concept that kind of flips our whole idea of digital security on its head. It's a very simple rule, but it has some really profound implications. Commit once, reveal once, or never.
You know, for decades, we've basically been trying to secure our digital lives by building better and better locks. We're talking stronger encryption, tighter access controls, you name it. But this question right here, it challenges that entire approach. What if the best security isn't about hiding things perfectly? What if it's about designing a system where the sensitive information, in a form that can actually be recovered, just isn't there to begin with?
And this is exactly why that question is so important. Think about it. The default state of every digital system we use is permanence. Every single piece of data is stored somewhere. It's logged, it's backed up, it's audited. It exists. And because it exists, it can be found, it can be copied, it can be subpoenaed, and, as we all know, eventually it can be leaked. This is the fundamental vulnerability that we've just sort of accepted as the cost of living online.
So this brings us to two completely different ways of looking at the world. On the one hand, you have the traditional model. Data exists, so we build walls around it. We encrypt it, we stick it behind firewalls. But on the other hand, there's this radically new model, where security comes from the provable non-existence of the data itself. Honestly, it's the difference between a vault with a supposedly unbreakable lock and an empty room where there was never anything to steal in the first place.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking. How can something be useful if it doesn't even exist? And that's the paradox, right? But it's also what unlocks this whole new kind of security. The answer is in this new capability, non-existence that you can actually prove.
The whole mechanism that makes this possible is something called a commitment. Now, don't think of it as a container that's holding a secret. That's not what it is. It's more like a unique cryptographic fingerprint of that secret. This fingerprint can be public. It proves that a specific piece of information is real, that it was locked in at a certain moment. But, and this is the key part, it contains absolutely zero recoverable data. There's no payload, no encrypted file, just a mathematical proof that something exists without the thing itself actually being there.
Now here's the really crucial part to understand. Every single commitment has only two possible futures. There is no third option. Path 1, you reveal the original secret. The system checks that it matches the fingerprint, the action happens, and boom, the commitment is permanently consumed. It can never be used again. Path 2, you just do nothing, and the commitment stays as an opaque fingerprint forever. And look, this isn't some company policy we hope gets enforced. It's a structural, mathematical guarantee.
Okay, I know that can feel a bit abstract, so let's use an analogy to make this really concrete. I want you to think of a self-destructing envelope.
So picture this. You take this special, sealed envelope, and you place it on a table out in public. Anyone can walk by, they can see it, they can verify that, yep, it's right there. That is your public commitment. We all know something is inside, but nobody has any clue what it is.
And this is where that reveal once guarantee really comes to life. The moment someone opens that envelope to read the message, poof, the envelope and its contents instantly self-destruct. The message is revealed one time to one person, and then it is gone. For good. It can't be resealed, it can't be opened a second time. That one-time, irreversible action is the absolute core of this whole thing.
All right, let's look at this from a different angle to really get the hang of what it means for control and ownership. This time, we're going to compare this system to digital cash, not a digital bank account. This quote right here is key. I mean, think about a $20 bill in your wallet. Is there some central database somewhere that's tracking that you own that specific bill? No, of course not. The power of cash comes from the fact that its history isn't recorded. Possession is ownership. And that's the key to understanding how this new primitive works. It's not about tracking who owns what. It's about enabling direct control.
So let's just put these side by side. A bank account, well, it's got a recorded history of every single transaction. It requires permission from some third party for you to use it, and yeah, it can be frozen by a central authority. Now, a system built on this new primitive is the total opposite. There is no recorded history of transfers. Control belongs to whoever holds the secret. That's what bearer-controlled means. And because there's no central account, well, it can't be frozen.
This leads to a really crucial point. If you lose the secret key to your commitment, it's gone, forever. There is no forgot password link here. And you have to understand, this is not a design flaw. It is the most important feature. It's what makes the system truly honest and bearer-controlled. I mean, think about it. If you lose $100 in cash, there's no recovery desk you can call, right? That finality is exactly what gives it integrity.
So, what does all this
Provable non-existence, one-time use, and true bearer control. What does this actually let us do that was, structurally impossible before now?
Well, this new primitive really opens up a whole world of things that were basically unimaginable before. You can have digital value that truly cannot be frozen because there's no central account to target. You can issue a one-time access right that once it's used can't be revoked or duplicated. You can have credentials that can't be leaked from some massive database hack because they were never stored there in the first place. You can even have digital value that moves offline, hand to hand, just like cash. These aren't just small improvements, these are entirely new ways for us to interact.
So it's really crucial to understand that this isn't just a new app or a single product we're talking about. We really need to think of this as a new piece of fundamental infrastructure.
This quote really says it all. Applications, they're fleeting. But the underlying rules, the primitives, they persist. Just like the basic rules of the internet, like TCP/IP, they've stuck around and allowed countless things to be built on top. This primitive offers a new, durable rule for how systems can work. It's not about one specific use case, it's about laying a new foundation so we can build more private, more secure, and more sovereign systems.
And that leaves us with this final, really powerful idea. For the first time, we actually have a way for information to be completely real, to be mathematically provable, and to be incredibly useful, all without ever having to exist in a form that can be stored or copied or stolen. It exists only at the moment it must, and only once. And that changes everything.